De makers van het radioprogramma Los in de Blues zijn ook nauw betrokken bij de Southern Blues Night, welke jaarlijks in Heerlen plaatsvindt. In het kader daarvan nodigden ze de bluesmuzikant Khalif uit voor een interview. In de Los Studio speelde Khalif helemaal live zijn blues en funky muziek. Kijk en luister maar met de Smit.
Okay, before we hear two another songs from your band, introduce your band.
Mr. Daniel Hopf on the bass here, and Mr. Felix Whipple on the cajon. The man with the man with the large cajon. Yes.
Let's hear some rocking sounds.
What else we got there? I'm a man trying to do the best I can. Wake up every day, try to be a better man. Till the temptation sins, to poison your soul. Gotta find a way back to being whole. Every temptation, walking through the fire. Gotta bring back me. Try to keep high, still you stand. Still you stand. Still you stand. Still you stand.
Well, we continue our interview with Khalif Wailin Walter and Zijn band. First, that was Dean Payton. Afterwards, Lonnie Brooks, Buddy Guy, Tough Ones.
Yeah, I learned something from everybody along the way. That was the cool thing. I've gotten to jump up on stage with some beautiful people. Otis Rush, by far my favorite guitar player of all time, Otis Rush. Lonnie, I learned a lot from my time with him. A lot from my uncle Carl Weathersby, Buddy Guy, Junior Wells. I
name a few.
Taj Mahal. Taj was great. Pine Top Perkins. Really, Curtis Salgado. Just on and on. Louisiana Red was a really big. I worked with him for the last 2 years until he passed away, and quickly, Louisiana Red's birthday is coming up next week, and just to tell him that I miss him like you wouldn't believe. So.
Okay, Khalif, you also studied jazz. What brought this to your songs?
The jazz came from when I was in Chicago. You can hear world-class music every night of the week. I mean, literally, you go out and one night it's the Smashing Pumpkins, the rock scene. The next night it's Liquid Soul playing, acid jazz. The next night you go out and see, Sonny Rollins, Bobby Broom, guys that are world-class players every night. And I just got to a point where I love blues, and the 145 is great. So I think my heart's always going to be in that. But I just needed something more. There was some... I hear music like a painting. And I had my black and my white and my gray, but I wanted my fuchsia and my magenta and mauve, these colors that no men know what actually are.
No, but, there are some.
And that's what jazz gives me. Jazz gives me these notes in between, so gives me these nice little.
It gives more nuances.
Yeah, it gives me some colors in between to paint with, and
Hey, apart from love, you're living now in Europe, Germany, compared with America. How do you say, how is it the way of living? More laid back, or?
I wouldn't compare the United States with, not the full United States, but just from a musical standpoint, coming from Chicago, the biggest difference I notice is that Chicago is very commercially driven in terms of music. Specifically the blues. There are people that come to Chicago with an idea of what they want to hear, and so every night when you get up to play, you're going to be playing Sweet Home Chicago, Mustang Sally, whether you want to or not, right? Yeah, and so in Chicago, I was always really hesitant about playing my own music because the club owners, they're like, yeah, but play what the people want to hear, and it's a business. Nobody wants to admit that, but it's a business. We work in a business. We work in the business of entertaining people, in the business of making music. It's not all art. And the business side of it is, if you don't play what the people want to hear, you won't eat. So
you're out.
Although as a musician, you don't eat very much anyway. But so the biggest difference I've had between here and Chicago is that I felt like the audiences here have given me the freedom to kind of express my own voice. And specifically the CD, you can hear it. It's the first half of it is really straight ahead Chicago 60s blues. And then the second half of it, I sort of take some liberties and stretch the limits of what blues is. And that I feel comfortable doing here. And I feel like I've been able to kind of not find my own voice, but really just express my own voice here in Europe, where in Chicago that's a little bit more difficult.
Okay, let's hear another song of expressing the blues in another way as the normally way.
All right. Thank you. All right, now we do voodoo?
Yeah.
All right. About somebody, and now I'm totally fixed. She got me living on the edge. Feel like I'm slowly going down. She put the voodoo on me. She put the voodoo on me. Under her head. She waved her legs and then hips, and now I'm living under her hex. Now I walk the streets crying, don't know what I'm gonna do. Feel like I'm slowly going down. She put the voodoo on me. Yeah, she put the voodoo on me. Put the voodoo on me. Voodoo on me.
if you played the title track of your latest CD titled "She Put the Voodoo on Me," but who's that wicked woman?
I'm not telling.
You're not going to tell us that secret?
Maybe a lot of them tonight.
Is it the first time you play in Holland or?
No, I've played here a couple of times. I think the first time I was here was in 2007. I think. Mm-hmm.
Carl, if you're not also in music, but also giving lessons or writing a book, etc., etc.
Yeah,
a very busy person.
Yeah, I don't talk a lot about it. My degree in university was in African American history and jazz performance. I had a double major, and for anybody that's thinking about doing it, don't. Way too many nights of not getting enough sleep, and for 5 years. So I've been very, very blessed to be able to do that. And also, my mother was an English teacher. My grandmother was an English teacher. And I've always loved to read. And someone approached me a few years ago about writing. And I've always kind of wanted to write a book, but never actually sat down to do it. And it's a different art form, I guess. It's good though to be able to use my head and my heart and my soul and all of it, and not just my fingers all the time. That's great. And I wrote a chapter for a book called Blues aus Deutschen Landen. It's in German, obviously. I wrote in English. I don't write in German. I wrote in English about the relationship between American blues and German blues. Some observations. I'm working on a new book right now, which chronicles basically what I arguably call the fourth generation of Chicago blues players, which is my generation. Depending on how you gauge it, some people say there's 3 generations, I say there's 4. And kind of the differences between what makes our generation a unique generation, because there are some things that make our generation definitely a unique generation of blues players. So I'm interviewing some of the guys that are important in that, and give some love to some of my friends back home. Tronzo Cannon, if you haven't heard him. Eric Guitar Davis is incredible if you haven't heard him. Everybody knows Ronnie Baker Brooks and Wayne Baker Brooks, Lonnie's sons. Russ Green, if you haven't heard him, is the alpha and the omega now of Chicago blues harp. Young guy who's a student of Sugar Blue. And Eddie Taylor Jr., of course you guys know Eddie Taylor. Eddie Taylor's got a son who is a badass dude, can play. And so I mean we got our guys coming out.
Okay. Hey, we were honored to have you here, you and the band. So let's hear some 1 or 2 songs.
Oh, okay. Call me coffee, because I grind so doggone fine. My baby, call me coffee, because I grind so doggone fine. Well, she don't ever head out for no Starbucks. Ain't no coffee good. Bring her coffee every morning. Put a little cream and sugar in every cup. I bring her coffee every morning. Put a little cream and sugar in every cup. She said, Daddy, when you bring that coffee to me, take your time, fool, and stir that coffee up. My baby, call me coffee, because I grind so doggone fine. My baby, her coffee like she like it. I bring her coffee bowl, black and strong. My coffee loaded with caffeine, I'm gonna tell you why. It keeps her awake all night long. My baby, call me coffee, 'cause I grind so doggone fine. My baby, call me coffee, because I grind so doggone fine. She don't ever head out for no stubborns. Ain't no coffee good is.
Guys, I want to thank you on behalf of the Southern Blues Night where you're going to be tonight.
Thank you.
I hope you'll be in time for the sound check.
Yep.
This was great.
Thank you very much.
So,
thank you for having
all
us.
these styles you play and the way you play it.
Thank you.
We're very grateful for Los for being here.
Thank you.